Hello, you wonderful listeners at home. You join me here, back in the past. Well, to be precise, on Sunday the 4th of October 2015. Now, as the future me probably would have explained by now, I'm here at Stoke Con Trent. And as a treat for all my listeners, I managed to find myself two of the most wonderful people ever to walk across this world.
Yeah, who's that? Where are they?
It's the legendary Sylvester McCoy.
Hello, good evening, and good afternoon, and good morning, because I've no idea what time it is.
It's actually, I don't know. I think it's just gone 4 o'clock.
Oh, has it? Well, hello, good 4 o'clock.
And the wonderful Sophie Aldred.
Watcher.
It's a great pleasure for having you two here today. Thank you.
It is a great pleasure for us being here.
It is.
So, what can you say was your highlight of today, both of you? Sylvester?
Oh, seeing Sophie again. I haven't seen her for a while. That was a highlight. Having breakfast with Sophie this morning. Don't tell her husband. What else? Watching the costume parade go by, because where we were situated was a really good place. And it was very entertaining. And seeing everyone being so happy and having a good time.
And Sophie?
Yeah, same here. It was lovely to catch up with Sylvester and see some of the other guests, like Hattie Hayridge, who I haven't seen for a while. And yeah, it was really great. And as you say, I mean, the costumes today have been extraordinary. They were from every age as well. So, you know, little tiny kids to, you know, fully
People
grown adults,
very old.
People who should know better.
And yes, I was about to say
And
thank God
really,
we don't know better. It's great.
And it is so great that all these people have this sort of outlet for their creativity. You know, I mean, the costumes that we've seen today, most of them have been handmade, and that's always incredible. And there's also been a guy who was doing prosthetic makeup for visual effects in the other hall, and I walked past on my way to the loo, and this guy was just sitting in a chair having this incredible makeup done. And I mean, what a gift for people to be able to see that craft in action.
Oh, most definitely. Now then, let's talk Doctor Who, because of course Doctor Who is such a wonderful show. Because my favourite era was the classic era. And
Good boy.
Now, Sylvester, what would you say is your all-time favourite memory from the show itself?
Oh, well, I suppose I got the job on a Monday and they flew me to Atlanta, Georgia on the Thursday, and I went to my very first convention. I had no idea what a convention was in those days. There were none really here in Britain. And I arrived in Atlanta, it was a heat wave, and I was greeted by all these tall Southern guys dressed up as Tom Baker with long scarves and big hats and huge wigs. And I thought, these people are completely bananas. And then the ladies, they were much more sensible. They were wearing a costume like Lila, you know, which is just a couple of shabby leather bits. The only problem was they were kind of rather giant, big ladies, Michelin ladies, really. So that was my very first encounter with Doctor Who fans in America.
And what about you, Sophie?
What, working in on the show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fun we had, and that was provided by Mr. McCoy here, you know. What was great was that he had this philosophy that anyone who came into the show should have the best time. And we kind of treated it like a sort of... they were guests at our party in a way, wasn't it? You know, and so even people who were kind of maybe a bit upset or sad about something, you know, they'd come and we'd kind of just make it our mission to have them have a really great time. And that was the kind of whole atmosphere of the show. What was great was in those days, as I believe still now, the cast and crew really intermingled. So we actually, there was no kind of differentiation between cast and crew. We didn't have Winnebagos to go and sit in all day. So we were kind of just mucking in, weren't we? And that it was a real sort of like a kind of, I'd come from the world of children's theatre, make it yourself, you know, driving the van, putting the set up and everything. And it was a bit like that on Doctor Who.
Yeah, in fact,
you know,
it was Mike Tucker who tried to kill me many a times, tried to blow me up. Well, Sophie and I,
yeah,
many times used to try and blow us up. But he's still a great friend from those days, you know.
Yeah.
So it was really important.
You know, that is absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, nowadays, both of you are still in Doctor Who through Big Finish, which for those who are at home who don't know who Big Finish are, they are a group of Doctor Who fans who even now work on this new series as we speak, and have spent more than a decade of creating Doctor Who audio adventures with the original cast. So, as a Big Finish fellow listener myself, my question here is, having worked on both the TV and now the audio adventures yourselves, do you think that has encouraged more younger fans of the show to go out and start listening to audio dramas in general?
I think with Big Finish, I mean, the thing is that because it's actually revived the art of people listening to stuff, because radio, you know, it's not the first thing that people think of when they think of media. You know, obviously now you can download podcasts, which is really great, and Big Finish was one of the first kind of people who were doing audio drama, and I think it's really, I'd encourage fans to, you know, to listen to audio drama, because, you know, as you always say this, but you make up the pictures in your head then, you know, and
the sets don't shake. And I'm 6 feet tall. Sophie, well, she hasn't changed, even in real life. So there's no advantage for Sophie to be on radio. She should be back on telly. But anyway, it's listening. I mean, Radio 4, I mean, has carried on. The BBC have done plays for today's, and that's great. But that's tended to focus on an older audience, and it's really great. And it's a great privilege for us, I think, to be involved in radio drama that young people are listening to and becoming, you know, knowing about it and hopefully becoming addicted to radio drama, because it's another great way of communicating. And you use your imagination. I mean, the sets are much better. The moons, the stars, even with today's technology, are not as good as the ones in your brain when you're listening to Big Finish.
And I'm glad you're saying that, because I do a radio production course, and the reason I got me into this course is because I've been growing up with radio drama, and I really want to get into BBC Radio 3. I want to make my own dramas, and Big Finish and Doctor Who have really helped push my, you know, creativity. It's great to hear that the radio medium is still being kept alive by great people as yourselves, and of course the audience who listen and, you know, want to carry on that.
And for those of you who do love Big Finish already, there are a couple of other things that you may not have heard of as well. There's a wonderful audio download that you can do called The Minister of Chance, which Sylvester's in.
You're in it as well,
and I'm
in
it, and Paul McGann, and a lot of people. That's another whole sort of area. And then there's something I've been doing recently, which is called Strangeness in Space, which you can download on iTunes, which is a comedy audio sci-fi drama. So, you know, you really look around and you can find some amazing stuff.
I mean, that's great. I mean, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred.
Thank you.
Audio career.
Hopefully, and hopefully I shall employ you both soon.
Oh, yes, please,
All right.
please do.
Right, thank you. Take care, both of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.